The dark side of the Force is a pathway to many abilities some consider to be unnatural.
I love gold!
Welcome everybody to the newest edition of Pillow Talk. We are back from our brief hiatus where, yes, I was a bit sick. I was sick as a hound, but the old hound's back now and he's barking up a storm. He's barking it up and he can't wait till BugCon, which is only a few days away. And as always, this old hound is joined by the coolest uncle of my whole world, Uncle Howard. What is up?
Well, you ain't nothing but a hound dog. Hey there, everybody. It's Uncle Howard. God, it's good to be back. I have had a terrible time in the intervening weeks since we last spoke, and it just feels like a terrible weight is lifted off of my shoulders talking to all my wonderful fans.
The fans.
Again.
You love the fans.
I adore these fans. I can't get enough of them.
You love them.
And that's why I show them such respect that I give them a wide berth and stay far away from them because I don't think I deserve to be in their presence.
How honorable of you. And as always, Pillow Talk is the only podcast to be recorded live from a king-size bed. That's right, the bed that me and my uncle sleep in every single night. We record our podcast from because we are just that close and we are that legitimate of a duo. You could say we're gonna be a Blue Ribbon Award-winning duo soon enough if all thing goes according to plan.
Hey, knock on wood, clunk clunk.
Yeah, knock on wood. All I gotta do is touch downstairs if you know what I'm talking about. That's right.
Oh, Dr.
Yeah.
Evil's basement?
No, I'm talking about my erection. Yeah, thinking about the hot babes that are gonna be at BugCon. Everybody's gonna want to turn, but you know it doesn't. Everybody thinks I'm so horny that I'm gonna be there and gonna be so horny, and it's just that's not how things work, you guys.
Everyone wants to be number 7.
Everybody wants to be number 7. It's a bit much. It's a bit much. People are going to try to be breaking into my hotel room, you know? Our hotel room.
Yeah, we finally nailed it down, and we are sleeping in the same room at last. And no one can ever separate us because the one thing people don't know is we do sleep holding hands every night.
That's right, you know, and I understand Nick Weiger and Mike Mitchell are there separately. They're not there as a tandem. They're there separately. Yusong will be there separately, as will Emma. You know, it's funny. They don't want to come. They can't become as the Doughboys. The Doughboys will not be there. It'll be Nick Weiger conducting a little choo-choo train, and I guess Mitch live. You know,
Come on, ride the train. Come
I mean,
on,
I just feel like them coming separately. This is a ploy to lure us into a false sense of security.
Well, what I think it is it shows that the Doughboys are not united like you and I are.
That's true.
We would never perform at an event separately from each other. You would never see Uncle Howard's playing Galaga for 16 hours and old Franklin's sitting behind a desk just kind of sitting there or whatever that's all about. I can't say. The fact is, you and I, we can't be divided. These guys, they hate each other. Everyone knows it. The Doughboys are like Oasis. They're like the Gallagher brothers.
They're like the Gallagher brothers, that's right.
Yeah, Gallagher and Gallagher too. They don't get along.
Liam and Norm.
Norm Gallagher too. These guys hate each other.
They can't stand each other, you know, and that's why, you know, I'm no longer afraid of them. I am no longer afraid of them. I don't care what happens when we see them. I don't care. I'm not afraid.
Like the emo band's title itself is, "The world is a beautiful place and I am no longer afraid to die."
That's right. That is right. There's going to be a lot going on at BugCon. I mean,
there's going to be everything. There's going to be a dunk tank.
There's
going to be a butterfly garden. There's going to be clowns and face painting and a hay bale maze. You guys can't believe it. It's going to be absolutely fantastic. Pumpkins, you better believe it. They're going to be there.
And what's Howard Con going to be like?
Well, Howard Con, I'm glad you asked. It's going to take place about every 30 minutes in the Burbank Marriott parking lot, ducking behind a parked car. I'd love to say everyone's invited, but they're not. However, everyone's invited to a Howard Con of their very own.
Oh, how thoughtful of you.
Separate but equal Howard Cons.
How thoughtful of you to not be skimming off the top here of BugCon. I am shocked the OG Bugman is not hasn't come down on you for this.
I'm shocked he hasn't appeared on this podcast.
Yeah, that really shocks me, huh?
It shocks me!
Well, he did show up on that fake mini episode of, but that wasn't really a Pillow Talk appearance.
If it ain't Howard, it ain't Pillow Talk.
That's right. That's not the case.
We're not the Doughboys. We're always together.
That's right. We are a package deal. I guess the Doughboys. I mean,
the
you
big
can get them
package.
Separately at a discount, apparently. You know.
Well, I wouldn't say that because we know that the organizers of BugCon spared no expense for this event.
That's
so
true. That is
they
true.
They must have offered these guys millions of dollars probably, and they turned it down.
Because they don't like each other that much.
They don't like each other, and they already have so much money.
They got all the loot, you know.
They got all your Patreon dollars, you suckers.
No. They're entertaining guys, you know. They just don't like each other.
You know, it's funny though because like I'm really over the Doughboys. I wish they would stop talking about us because like I don't even think they're worth our time anymore.
I wish they would just cram it about us every episode. There's a drop. There's this and that about us. They can't stand us. They can't stand us. And
all of those long-winded Nick Weiger intros are starting to work us into it. It's like, you know, in Sarasota, Florida, people like a bed. Well, there's a bed of mashed potatoes that you can get covered in gravy at KFC. I'm Nick Weiger.
There's an episode where you're talking about slavery in Rosa Parks. I'm like, at what point are you going to go talk about Little Caesars, buddy?
Yeah,
like,
how is that ever appropriate to incorporate Rosa Parks into your fast food comedy podcast?
How dare he do that?
We've never once talked about Rosa Parks.
Oh, no. We've talked about
it's not our place.
We've talked about Loqueesha, another strong woman.
A very strong, who also ignited a revolution in many ways.
Did, yeah. Yeah, big fan, a lot of fanfare.
You and I both watched Loqueesha, and we had
watch
wildly different opinions about it.
We do.
I loved it.
I mean, should we first go into the movies we picked for tonight and then discuss Loqueesha?
We'll do the Loqueesha rundown, which is going to be a weekly segment from now on, because there's a lot to say about it.
Just fuck that movie. But anyways, my selection for a good movie. This is a very good movie, and it started. I think it helped ignite the Justice League. Actually, it was the first of the many cornerstones of the DC universe, and it's a movie called The Green Lantern.
Whoa.
So this guy, Hal Jordan Sparks.
Jordan Sparks, Nicholas Sparks.
This guy, he's kind of a loser. He's got a hot girlfriend, Blake Lively, or hot ex-girlfriend who works for the military. There's this guy, a big egghead. He gets he gets a big brain syndrome all of a sudden. He becomes a very bad villain.
Smart and bad. Let that be a lesson to you all.
Let that be a big lesson. And then all of a sudden, the old Green Lantern dies, and he says, Hal, you are the new one. You got to go to train with Michael Clark Duncan and his friends, the fish monster guy, who turns out there's a scene at the end of Green Lantern. There's a post-credit scene that nobody knows about. The mean guy. Yeah. The mean guy who was mean to Hal the whole movie. Turns out he was a dick the whole time because he got the yellow ring, that the one they couldn't trust.
Oh, that's right.
The evil ring.
Sinestro.
Channel it. Sure, why not?
That's his name.
And
That's how you know he's bad, because he's named Sinestro.
If only there was some kind of warning, you know?
Yeah.
If only there was. So he got the yellow ring at the end, and they made it seem like I guess there's gonna be a Green Lantern too, because why have a post-credit scene if you're never gonna do anything with it?
There would have to be a Green
There would have
Lantern
to
too, because the people need to know what's happening with Sinestro.
Yeah, we need to know. We eventually the brain guy died. I guess sometimes he was. I guess you could say he was too smart for his own good.
Yeah, let that be a lesson to you.
Let that be another lesson, Big Bang Theory guys.
Yeah. You big brain, egghead, four eyes, scientist
like a
in your
clown at the
ivory
end.
tower. Yeah, he got so powerful.
That was a good as fuck movie, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
That's
was
my
an
choice.
amazing movie. I like when he is fighting in someone's backyard and he makes the ring do like a roller coaster and crash onto somebody instead of just using his, Infinity Stone ring to just blow up from their insides.
Yeah, that's true. He could have stopped it a lot, but they created this fake track for the helicopter or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he always had like a big boxing glove or something. And like
Yeah.
he makes like a robot happen. Why don't you just like use like a needle and just stab their brains out, Green Lantern?
Yeah, no, he turned it. He used his powers to make a big old fist at one point too. That'll show a nerd. You
Yeah.
make a big fist and you hit the egghead, who's like
Hey.
a cloud of bad weather. I don't
There's
know.
nothing worse than a nerd cloud.
Yeah, see, cloudy with a full chance of geek on the horizon.
Hey, nice one.
Yeah. There's a black woman in the movie too who was very smart.
Oh, well, see?
See?
It's a
It's got
very
everything.
progressive movie.
I was like, okay, she's a scientist, and the egghead was forcing her to do bad things. I guess the guy didn't get along with his dad either. So,
Well,
another
that's
lesson will be learned there.
daddy issues.
That's some daddy issues. Daddy
What-
wasn't there.
No, Mommy didn't pay attention. What do you think about Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively, how they got married on a slave plantation?
Oh, I didn't know that. I didn't know.
Well-
Now, is it? I know Dog Bounty Hunter.
Now, to
was
be
learned
fair,
in one.
the slaves aren't there anymore.
True.
So
The bad part.
No, well, it depends on your perspective. I imagine for Blake Lively, that was a significant downside.
She wanted some slaves at her wedding.
Yeah, she.
The Paula
she
Deen thing
desperate-
going.
Yeah, she had a real Paula Deen. Paula Deen catered that wedding.
Did she really?
Yes, she did.
Wow.
Yeah, it was the only person they paid for their entire wedding was Paula Deen because everyone else was slaves.
Oh my God! This is bad. This is bad for the Justice League. This is
Oh.
not good for Justice League fans.
Very bad optics.
Yeah, we all want Green Lantern too. We all
Yeah.
want it. I want it. I'm begging for it, but you can't have that. You
Green-
can't have that.
Green Lantern is the Al Franken of the Justice League.
He is the Alfred.
You're pulling for him. You like the guy, but he's just gotta go. He's
He's
just
just gotta go.
Yeah.
So no Green Lantern too.
Well, I think maybe there was because then he started wearing the red suit and got a weird face, and he's jumping around instead of with the ring. He's got swords and guns.
And he's cursing a lot now. See, I don't like
Yeah,
that one. I
he's
don't like
always
that.
well. It's because the DC universe had to get dark and gritty.
I
You
get
see
that.
the Man of Steel, and he's punching people's heads off of their butts and all that kind of stuff. And you got a Green Lantern, and all of a sudden he's wearing a red suit.
Like the Noid
Yeah, or Daredevil.
or Daredevil. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe he's blind.
Okay, maybe he lost his vision from all
Yeah.
that from his time
He lost
stone.
the vision.
He lost the. Oh, damn. Yeah, because Vision's dead now.
Yeah, and canonically.
Yeah, he's dead. His dead is dead. So we never
He
learned if he had a dick
focus
or not.
tested poorly. Yeah, we never did. All we know about him was that he liked paprika.
I have learned how to cook with paprika. Yeah.
And he could, like,
And-
pull an Ultron in half.
That's true. He could pull one of those robots. Or he could lift the hammer of Thor.
Oh,
Remember?
Yeah, that's right, because he was pure of heart.
He was. I think you'll be needing this. You know, people just love seeing this Paul Bettany guy in movies. I think I think everybody has Paul Bettany fever.
Yeah, they call it Betania Mania. Everyone's crazy for the guy. He's just, what a talent. I mean, let's think of every movie he's been in.
Solo.
Oh, was he in Solo?
Yeah, he was in Solo. Come on, he was Dryden Voss.
Oh,
Come on, he was a bad guy. He had all the artifacts.
I only remember Woody Harrelson because he was good and then he was bad and then he was good and then I think he was bad again.
No, but he was gonna learn
So
how to play
many
the Valacord.
double crosses.
Yeah, you couldn't trust him because he should have known you couldn't trust Woody because he was playing the Hunger Games guy.
Who's the least trustworthy guy in all of Star Wars? Is it Benicio del Toro or is it Woody Harrelson?
I would say it's Woody. I would say it's Woody. I mean, Benicio del Toro.
Because you should have never trusted Benicio del Toro to begin with. Look at that
that's
guy.
the whole point.
Yeah, he's a creep.
Yeah, he went to jail to sleep. That's the canonical reason. He went there just to sleep. He wasn't broke. He just needed a place to sleep.
He's too good at being deceptive.
Yeah. What do you think he's doing? He just took a ship and some money and left.
Yeah, he
That's
just
pretty cool. That's pretty
he
good
just
day for him.
He wanted to open the eyes of everyone's favorite character, Rose Tico.
Everybody's favorite character, Rose Tico.
No one has a problem with Rose Tico, especially not assholes.
No, definitely not.
Assholes love Rose Tico.
They the jerks love her. You know,
All the people who want to rewrite The Last Jedi, they all said everything needs to be different except Rose Tico. Or is it Tycho? Forgive me.
it's Tico, I think.
Okay.
I don't know. I hope not. But regardless, let's move on.
Tycho one day. Hey, yes, I did, my friend.
Sure.
What if I told you that I picked a movie that is set in the warm, sunny waves of the Hawaiian Islands?
Okay, you got my attention then.
Do you already feel like you're on vacation, friend?
A little bit.
What if I told you that there were a lot of babes wearing bikinis?
Okay. All right.
Yeah, now you're paying attention, aren't
Now
you?
you got my attention. Yeah. All right.
What if I told you that a future leading lady of the Fast and Furious series was in this movie?
Michelle Rodriguez.
Sí.
Oh.
Esta película se llama Blue Crush.
Blue Crush.
Now,
Okay.
this is a fantastic movie. It's about the world of surfing. And hey, you might think surfing is just easy living, non-stop, good vibes, chilling out on the beach, getting barreled, spending time in the green room, switchback, cutback, floater, you know, all that good stuff, getting towed in, Jaws, Mavericks, hey, we're talking Pipeline, we're talking Eddie Would Go, all that good stuff. Well, guess what, bub? You're wrong. Surfing is hard work. It's a damn good sport. And yeah, I said sport because these are athletes. And if you don't believe it, hey, you check out Blue Crush 2002. Kate Bosworth.
Oh, that's true. Kate Bosworth.
The Boz.
The Boz. She was the premier babe.
She was. She was the greatest could have been babe, and her only flaw was that she co-starred with Kevin Spacey twice.
In 21, and what was the other one?
Oh, she was in 21 then 3 times.
What were the other 2 times?
Because she was in Beyond the Sea, and she was Lois Lane in Superman Returns, which was also directed by Bryan Singer.
No.
Kate Bosworth is canceled!
No. I mean, she's canceled. She's canceled in the eyes if she's no longer hot, which I imagine she still has to be. Like,
Yeah,
Jesus
no.
Christ.
Her hotness persists, but her
Okay.
associates must be canceled.
Yeah. That I agree with. So okay.
Anyway, this
sounds
is
like Blue Crush.
a fantastic movie. You learn that quarterbacks are people too.
That's a weird one. I thought we learned that from Varsity Blues.
Well, Varsity Blues Crush. It's a sequel. Varsity Blue Crush.
Varsity Blues Crush.
Yeah.
Ah,
See?
okay. I don't want your life of surfing.
It's all in the Ballooniverse.
Ballooniverse.
Blue Crush, Varsity Blues, NYPD Blue.
Blue Ribbon Podcast Awards.
Blue Ribbon Podcast, Blue Velvet, and
Blue Steel.
Blue Steel. And Cold Steel. And Real Steel.
Real Steel, yeah.
Cold Steel are the people who make those, they sell knives, and they've got videos on YouTube of like a fat guy wearing a polo shirt tucked into jeans, and he's cutting up a pair of pants that they shoved a ham down with a knife.
Jesus.
Check it out, Cold Steel. I sought him out.
No, you saw them. Jesus Christ, you are a nice guy.
There's a video where he has a javelin and he throws it through a frozen block of ice.
That's pretty cool.
It's really cool.
I got the Urban Carry ads for like to sneak a gun to places.
Really that's bad. Did you ever get like the tactical parent ads where it was like, you know, like military gear but for baby like diapers?
What? No, I haven't gotten those.
Because you've got to, like, manly up a baby. So many times I see a baby and I say, come on, baby. Get a little more masculine. I want to see this baby wearing a bulletproof vest and a helmet and maybe carrying an M16 around with it at all times.
Jesus Christ. Jesus.
Stolen valor, baby.
Yeah, I don't know
if you buy the tactical baby shit, your baby is stealing valor.
Wow.
That's on you, not me. And I wish it was because I love stealing valor.
It's one of your favorite things.
It's my favorite thing to steal.
Yeah, it's the coolest thing to steal.
Yeah.
All right, so let's get into the questions, or do you want to talk about
Well, yeah, we promised everyone a loqueesha minute.
Right.
I'll just briefly say that I thought it could have been way worse, and you see where the guy's coming from. And finally, Jeremy Seville, his hometown is Carmel, California, where not myself, but the big-nosed nerd who collects our Patreon money, our Venmo money, whatever. We don't have a Patreon.
No,
Maybe we will.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah, why not? Let's just do it. We're hypocrites. But that guy is from that big-nosed nerd's hometown of Carmel, California. So he feels like he has to stick up for the guy a little bit.
Let me tell you, this movie, you are right. It wasn't that offensive. It should have been way more offensive. I mean, actually, the most offensive.
To be fair, though, we will say neither of us are black women.
True.
Yeah.
But you know, and
let's allow for the fact that they are allowed to be more offended than we.
I'm not saying. See, now you're trying to throw me for a loop.
The Doughboys would never make that caveat.
No, I'm not saying the movie is not offensive. It
is, but it could be more offensive.
I was hoping for something more. I was hoping for something entertaining and oblivious. It wasn't as oblivious as one might think, believe it or not. But it's damn near way more boring than you could ever fucking imagine. My God, I was waiting for a twist. I was waiting for something. All I know, you know, the loqueesha. This is just ridiculous. At first, it had an opening title screen, which I didn't expect in the plain white font.
I loved that.
I hated that.
That was maybe my second favorite part because it said to me, "Vanity Project."
The end says for mom and dad,
which also says "Vanity Project,"
which tells me, I mean, your parents, they're not thanking you, buddy, for that.
They paid for it though.
Jesus Christ. Ugh.
This 50-year-old man got his like 90-year-old parents to pay for him to make a movie.
about
I don't know exactly.
There's
Being
a line.
Yourself.
There was that line where he says, "Look at that! It's like the white people are now the slaves." Could you believe that? It was like, oh no.
And then he kind of smiles to himself, like, "I just made a really good point."
He did. Could you believe that? He made himself.
The thing about this guy is he is like a 50-year-old guy, and when he was young, like those were the kind of like points you could make because they were like kind of, you know, new and interesting to be made. I'm not saying they were the right points to be made then, but that's the point that a person, you know, from 1985 was making and being like, I'm pretty hip to, you know, the people of the world. It's not
Yeah.
it's not a hip point to make anymore in 2019. That point has been made. However, he made it with, I truly believe, goodness in his heart and obliviousness in his brain.
Fair enough. I guess we could end it on that note. I mean, that's probably the best way to describe
all in all,
LaQuisha.
probably don't see it because he shouldn't make another one of these.
You know, the guy who made it, everybody thinks, oh, this is like a Trump guy. He's not.
No, he's...
I think that makes it even worse.
Oh, briefly, though, I would like to point out the part where it's basically the Green Goblin going crazy in Spider-Man 1, Part
Talking to
1.
himself.
Yeah, where he's talking to himself as both himself and as Green Goblin, because LaQuisha apparently becomes a sentient being on her own.
Right. And he can't help himself but do the impersonation.
Yeah,
He was about to
and
have
almost...
sex. And he goes,
Yeah.
God damn, girl, this is so good. And she's like, what are you doing? He's like, I don't know.
Yeah.
And then she's like, they try again. He's like, baby, yeah. And then it's like, she's like, what are you doing? You're doing LaQuisha's voice. And,
Yeah.
Yep.
It's an uncanny impersonation.
This fucking movie, man. This fucking movie.
You know
I'm
what?
not happy about it.
I'm happy I watched it because I never have to watch it again. You know what? No one needs to watch this movie. I take back my positive review after talking it out loud with my mouth.
Yeah, I feel bad for even doing the spot on impersonation.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
did.
But you know what? The biggest tragedy is this guy. Any movie he makes would be boring, right? But
Right.
he could have made a boring movie that, like, the internet didn't want to murder him over. He had that option.
True, yeah.
No one
him.
made him make this movie. So, in that regard, I don't think I could ever think of a movie that would piss people off so badly.
No.
So, hats off to you.
Yeah, that's a really good point.
Yeah.
That is a really good point. He didn't have to make this movie. He somehow still decided to do it. And he made a movie that upset a lot of people. And, well, no, he made a trailer that upset a lot of people.
Yeah, no one saw the movie.
No, nobody's seen this fucking movie.
I like that he tweeted, he was like, once this comes out, everyone will see that it's not offensive. And I don't know that is what happened, but God bless him. No, I'm not going to say God bless him even, because I'm uncomfortable defending him any further. He's his own man. He doesn't need me.
Carmel, he's invited to the show. Or you know what?
He's invited to appear on the show because he's a Carmel boy.
Well, no, he's invited. He's not invited.
Go
He's
Padres.
invited to do LaQuisha on the show. LaQuisha's invited to come on the show.
Yeah, and that includes the black lady who eventually temporarily became LaQuisha, but
That's true.
wasn't good enough at being a black lady.
No.
Like,
Like, your advice is, like, so, okay, this is what happened, people. Spoiler alert. So the guy gets sick and tired of doing LaQuisha,
It's
but they hired
dishonest.
somebody. They hired a black lady to come and do appearances, you know, just to do the, like, the basic, supermarket opening and things like that.
she's pretty sassy, but not alpha sassy.
No, but they basically just hire her so they see a black person go into the studio, a black woman, and they think it's her. Little do they know it's him, whatever. And eventually he wants to stop, and she's like, you can't stop this. I need my cut. Like, I need my, my big cut of the money, I could just do it. And then she thinks she could do the radio show herself, but turns out she cannot do the job of a white man, apparently. And it's pretty fucked up. She couldn't be sassy and black enough.
Yeah, well, it's hard to be as sassy and black as a white man sometimes. Everybody knows that.
You're like, LaQuisha, something about your advice lately just isn't good.
Yeah, you don't sound authentic enough, LaQuisha.
He's like, you used to come with tough love, but you're just being tough.
Yeah, oh yeah, but then LaQuisha advises a suicide jumper to jump.
Yeah, well, the guy asked
But-
LaQuisha.
Yeah, Joe.
Yeah, Joe.
Joe, what a good name.
Yeah.
Hey, Franklin, we got some questions from these fans.
Let's go ahead and answer these fucking questions, man. Enough about loqueesha. This is tearing us apart.
I don't even want to talk about loqueesha anymore. I'm like so over it. It's funny to me.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we'll answer some of these. Some we might have missed. I'm sorry. It ain't nothing personal against none of you sleeves out there. All right. This question's from Bobby Bobylon at Sleeves. He says,
Jesus Christ.
what is the male to female ratio going to be at? Hashtag ButtCon 2019.
Oh boy.
Listen,
honestly,
that's not an interesting question to ask.
No. Well, it is an interesting question.
Because of gender.
Oh, that's true. Well, but it can still be answered though.
Everyone knows gender isn't interesting anymore in 2019.
No, it's pretty boring, but
yeah.
I understand what he's trying to ask.
We're like so over gender.
But he's trying to ask from a horn dog perspective. Which
the bikini count.
Yes, he's coming from a bikini count type perspective here.
Well, this is a good man.
Well, yeah. So, I mean, I don't know, man. I think there's gonna be like 5 or 6 women at this thing.
Yeah, and as far as I know, there's going to be about 7 or 8 guys, so your chances aren't bad.
Good.
Yeah.
That's a good point, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know how many people are going to be at this thing anymore. I mean, I am perplexed,
We've heard some conflicting information, I suppose.
Right. And I don't want to, like, start tallying up and, like, thinking, is this woman going to be there? Like, I mean,
it's not about
don't be a horn dog.
It's not about the quantity of the women. It's about the quality of the women.
Right. Yeah. So this is a good question, and do not get me wrong, but it's a question that's a minefield for us. So we can't answer this.
I know. I know one person who's going to be there. Sleeves. Your mom.
Oh, see. There's no need for that.
I invited her as my +1.
Okay.
Okay.
So let's keep going here.
Question 2 is from Sleeves at It's Me Teach. He said, what pair of feet made you realize I like feet?
It's funny. You could not stop talking about feet, and I'm not a foot guy necessarily, but there was one day I caught myself looking at a pair of feet, and it was a woman I work with, and I was like, oh no, I've worked myself into a shoot.
Oh.
I was like looking at her feet. And
a Hogan-esque shoot.
Yeah, I've worked myself into a shoot.
There is, you know what? I can't deny it as well. Ever since I've started talking more and more about feet on this podcast, and of course, in real life, I'm always talking about feet. Everyone knows that about me, but I talk about it more on the podcast. It's an extra, hour or so to talk about feet during the day, and every once in a while, I think about a foot. Now, that's the end of my story.
So you don't have anybody's feet that caught your attention?
Oh, my first person's foot. Yes, of course. Yeah. I remember that very, very clearly. It was Oksana Bayul. She was a Ukrainian figure skater in maybe the 2004 Winter Olympics. Okay. And her feet were so powerful because she could wear ice skates and leap and jump and thrust and kick with her little slicey shoes.
All right, so next question is from Teach, and he's asking us, who do you think is ultimately responsible for shooting Jumpin' Jim Grabowski, who was shot recently?
Shots me!
Shots, yeah. So who's responsible?
Maggie Simpson.
Maggie Simpson. Jesus Christ. I think we all know who's responsible, but they don't have the dirt on him yet. It's that guy. It's Cody Rhodes. And you hear that siren, people?
They're coming for him, Rhodes.
It's Cody Rhodes.
Cody Rhodes, your days are numbered.
Cody Rhodes got to go to the fucking Star Wars theme park, and I am just furious.
You know why? Because money talks.
Yeah, and I'm pissed off.
And bullshit walks.
Great. Well, you know what? He doesn't deserve to be at the fucking Galaxy's Edge, man. We're going to be right by Galaxy's Edge, and we can't go either.
I will never see Cody Rhodes in person at all.
No, nor will I.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a bad apple.
I will not shake his hand.
You know what he's done to Jumpin' Jim? First off, without Jumpin' Jim's motivation, do we even know who Cody Rhodes was before he lit a fire under his ass?
He put this little man on the map.
Basically. And then he got
Yeah.
called a tub of shit for it. Can't
Well,
forget that.
You know what? That's sizeism, and where I come from, that gets you canceled. Sensory, inclusive wrestling show or not.
Right. What kind of fucking... what kind of... I don't even want to go into it.
The sensory inclusive wrestling show. Do we
Yes.
want to get into that briefly?
I mean...
My understanding, and I don't at all want to mock the people who need this, because I believe it's for like autistic people whose sounds.
Oh,
get,
well, that... Yeah,
who
that's...
like sounds get them like too riled up.
Right,
But
right.
if
That
sounds
I
are
can
getting you too riled up, I would imagine nothing would get you more, because nothing upsets me more, and I'm not autistic, than
Yeah.
a wrestling crowd.
That's true.
Why
That'd be the most triggering thing
why would you
imaginable.
bring a person who is neuroatypical to a wrestling show where people are shitting themselves and just
No,
dealing with it?
Let's not judge the AEW pants shitter. As many don't know, or many do know, there's a wrestling fan at the AEW show who got criticized for shitting himself and refusing to leave his seat and finishing the show. Because he paid for his fucking ticket, he should be able
Bought
to
the ticket, may as well see the show.
and he's getting piled on here for shitting himself, and there's a big Reddit thing about it, like, thanks for ruining the show for me. And he's like, you know what? Fuck you for that, man.
You know what? They say he shit his pants, but he probably just had a little teeny shart, and it wasn't that big a deal.
No, and he refused to leave. Yeah, God forbid you pay fucking hundreds of dollars for a ticket and you refuse to leave your seat and finish a show.
Oh, do I smell too bad for you, wrestling fan? I'm so sorry.
I want there to be an AEW pants shitter at every show from here on out. I think it's only fair.
I recently went to an independent wrestling show and was sitting basically directly in the lap of a very wrestling fan, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And, he didn't smell like a bed of roses, so I wouldn't think it would be at his place at all to say if I shit my pants.
Exactly.
I might have been like, oh my god, Darby Allin, poop, and he would just have to like it.
Exactly. Moving on here. Skeleton Blood.
Let's do it.
Blair's asking us, if you were to read an erotic fanfic about any two characters from any show, book, or movie, who would it be? You're talking about creating your own erotic... What's up?
She's talking about reading, like we're a couple of nerds.
Yeah, well, I mean, reading David Lee Roth's Crazy from the Heat, maybe.
Yeah. Oh, so if two characters from any movie appeared in a chapter of Crazy from the Heat, who would you want to see interact with DavidLee Roth? Well, I think Luke Skywalker could stand to lighten up a little bit. So
That's true.
some time with Diamond Dave would do him a world of good.
Yeah, he might loosen up a little bit, huh?
And then, I just don't care for that Hitler guy, and I think Luke Skywalker and David Lee Roth would really beat the shit out of him. So let's toss him in there too. So my ideal for fanfic is David Lee Roth. Oh, then it's erotic.
That's erotic.
Well, I guess they erotically beat the shit out of Hitler.
They erotically beat the shit out of him. I mean, let's see.
I didn't say this had to appeal to me. I just said it had to be erotic.
If you want to talk about sex appeal, you can't start the conversation without bringing up Val Kilmer. So Val Kilmer will be the first person I would want an erotic fan fiction about. Who is he seducing?
What character, though? I think she's asking for the character.
The Batman, then, obviously.
Oh, the most
Batman.
horny Batman.
The
I've
most
heard
horny of the Batman, yes.
some other nerd podcasts
I guess,
of that.
you know what? I would go with, what's her name? Nadia from American Pie. That's right.
Oh, Shannon Elizabeth.
Shannon Elizabeth. Well, are you sure? Because she seems so foreign in the movie.
Oh, she does, but that's the miracle of modern Hollywood.
Yeah, so Shannon Elizabeth, that's his premiere again. I mean, were 90s tits different? Her tits look different than tits today.
It's because of regulations. Obamacare made it so doctors can't do the same tit medicine anymore.
You know, tits look different over the decades, don't they? Am I wrong here?
It used to be because of pre-existing conditions. They did, definitely.
Right? You see a 70s movie, those aren't the tits you see today.
No, well, it's the same thing with faces. If you ever see a face of a lady from the 1920s, she always looks just like Betty Boop.
Right, yeah, look at the Star Wars, the first one. You got these guys with these bushy eyebrows. Why can't you recreate, and you have Rogue One, which is set around that same exact time period, yet they weren't able to recreate those same looking, bushy eyebrow looking people because people look different. What's, this thing's up here. I don't get that. Why can't we recreate the same looking, bushy looking folks from the 70s?
That's why they had to recast Chewbacca.
Well, he wasn't in Rogue One.
Well, it just meant in modern day Star Wars.
Oh, okay. Well, because the guy got old. Peter Mayhew's gone.
Peter Dinklage.
Peter Mayhew was
Very
compromised
tall
to a
man.
permanent end.
Yeah, by that murderer who killed John McCain. And Big
John
Black
McCain's
Boykins.
not dead. He's a boat now. Keep up.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, and you're not allowed to go on him if you're the president.
He's a boat now.
The
Big
president
John McCain's a
can't.
boat now.
The president can't go on. Toot John McCain boat. We got a question from this guy who he's got some thing going on with himself. $600.
Make $600. Write a book and make $600, and that's a good deal. We're going to talk to this guy at BookCon.
Yeah.
He's gonna be there.
How long does the book have to be? Because I'm interested in making $600, but I'm not interested in putting in any work.
Yeah.
He said, if you were to write a Tootsie Pop commercial, how many licks would you make it take?
Oh,
You know what?
okay.
I only want to get to the center of the Tootsie Pop, so I would say no licks. It's a Tootsie
No
Roll
licks.
commercial.
It's a Tootsie Roll on the stick.
Yeah, the end.
That owl was smug. You remember that
Yeah.
commercial? The
Yeah,
owl,
that-
he took a
1,
3 big bites.
2, 3.
What a smug little dickhead.
Yeah, never ask an owl for advice. They're skating by on this wisdom bullshit, but they're not that smart.
I can't believe that commercial. He's like, how many bites is it? Ooh, let me see. A 1, a 2, a 3.
Yeah, he was like a professor or something even.
And he just stole that man's candy.
Yeah,
That's fucked up.
Never trust an animal that can turn its head 180 degrees.
Yeah,
That's
thank
just
you.
my advice right there.
That's
Because I've
fucked up.
gotten into some very bad business deals with owls before.
Next question comes from these guys. Big virtual pros. What have they
What
done?
they ever done? Made some
They got
t-shirts. Yeah, they
Yeah.
got AIDS.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
maybe. No, they don't.
they don't.
But it's okay
fine.
if they do.
Yeah, it's fine if they do. They're the ones who
Big
always
magic
regulate it.
object.
Yeah,
What? No, go ahead. I'm sorry.
they're trying to regulate how you can be horny on the internet.
Oh yeah, and they're saying you can't be a funny guy if you're in the crowd at a wrestling show.
No, you can't be funny. Ah,
Mm-hmm.
that's a hook. Because when I go to a show, oh, people love to listen to me talk.
You
They
know
love
what? I was watching an independent wrestling show on YouTube the other day, and there was a guy doing something bad, and you heard a guy in the audience yell, "You, sir, are no gentleman," and no one
That's
reacted.
funny.
But he knew it was so funny that he yelled it again about 10 seconds later.
Well, you know what? When it's
Now
funny, you gotta
that's-
keep going.
You gotta just keep firing until it hits.
Keep it going, baby. Keep
All
it going.
the best. You ever see Bob Newhart tell a joke and it doesn't hit and he just tells it again?
Tell it. You gotta keep going.
Maybe
with
you
the
guys
joke.
didn't hear me because of the wrestling going on at the same time.
Like I said, you wouldn't believe it. The last good one-liner, I mean, it's buried under about 20 bad ones he may have done, but he knocked one out the park. That's the whole point of it.
Joke man.
telling
Already
this
knew.
referee, "Hey, look, it's Louis Anderson," and it was Todd Sinclair's like, "Yeah, go screw yourself, man." It's like, you got owned, dickhead. You got owned by Joke Man. We made
Who
like
we
20
might
shitty
note-
one-liners, but.
He's an enemy of the show.
Well, he got one. He got one home run, and my
Oh,
point is,
he's
one
our-
home run.
he's-
That's good.
He's a good man, but an enemy of the show is the
Yeah.
canonical joke man stance.
Even then, I could question his ethics, but
Yeah, well,
So be it.
our official stance, we told Jack Allison when he was on that Joke Man is a good man, but an enemy
true.
of
I
the
guess we'll
show.
stick by it.
Yeah,
We'll stick
that's
by it.
canonical. Anything we say is always true forever.
That's true. Same
Yeah.
with Green Lantern and that giant fist he made.
Yeah. A
So
fist.
Virtual Pros. They're asking. I have a couple of questions because I always miss the questions requests. Do you think?
Yeah,
do
you gotta
think
move
guys
fast.
Will stay, do you think you guys will stay on Team Chrisley once the Radkeys premiere? Number 2, I have noticed Howard slips into a weird southern drawl sometimes. Does he have a secret like we don't know about? So, first one, there's a new show on USA, and it's this fat white family. Basically, you got the Chrisleys. Everybody knows Todd Chrisley. He's that Southern belle, you know. He's kind of.
He's a beautiful boy. Loves to shop.
He loves to shop. He loves Barney's, just like as much as he likes getting a manicure.
Just
know?
like
He's a
any
Joe.
regular Joe. Yeah, exactly.
Just like any regular guy, you know. And
Yeah. Locker room talk.
And then you got the black Chrisleys,
Okay.
the Cromarties or whatever. They're the black Chrisleys. Then you got the fat Chrisleys. You know, they're
They're
just fat
all
versions of the Chrisleys.
Are they sassy?
Yeah, they're sassy. They like to fuck. You know, you got this one lady who's just like, it's margarita time somewhere. You know.
Oh,
They're
no,
sassy.
that's fun. That's pretty fun. Yeah.
Yeah, they're just these are just different iterations of the Chrisleys. It's not a matter of if I'm Team Chrisley. I mean, USA set the format with the Chrisleys, and everybody else is just trying to compete with them. You know, black football Chrisley. Now you got the fat Chrisleys. You know, soon there will be other Chrisleys. You know.
You know, it's ridiculous. This question is ridiculous, as I'd expect from Virtual Pros.
Mm-hmm.
It's like saying, are you an Oakland A's fan, or are you a fan of the Las Vegas Aviators, their minor league affiliate?
Right.
And then somebody saying, oh no, I'm a big fan of the Aviators. I don't care about the major team.
Right.
Like,
It's like the Heat
yeah.
have the Sioux Falls Skyforce.
Yeah. Oh no, the Heat. Who cares about those
Oh,
guys?
fuck you, who cares about them?
I'm a Sioux Falls Skyforce man, through and through.
You did stay around there, didn't you?
Yeah, of course, Sioux Falls, South Dakota. They
the
called
North.
it that because there was a North. Anyway, everything is Team Chrisley, regardless. You can pick whatever you want, but you're big up in the guys that pay the checks.
That's right.
And then as for a second question, I slip into a weird southern drawl sometimes. Is that true? I don't know. But I can tell you that, well, I do have a neighbor of mine named Meadowlark McQueen. And he's a southern man, and he's influenced me awfully. And sometimes he comes by and, well, hell, I reckon he's next door right now. Let me just give him a little ring, and he'll be right over. If everybody's ready for this. Ring. Hey, Meadowlark, you get on over here right now. All right, we just gotta wait about 13 seconds. He's gonna come on right over. Well, hail, everybody. How y'all doing? This is Meadowlark McQueen, and hell, if I ain't never seen something so ways to sideways, then I ain't seen nothing never at all. Franklin, I heard awful much about you, but I've been hearing that you're lower than a welly belly, a dope in a wagon wheel's rut. Now, how about that, and don't you know?
I don't like this man. Hello, sir. I'm fine.
Well, you're fine as sweet cherry wine, man. I love a 7-Up under a hot summer sun.
Okay, cool. You're a hell of a neighbor. Yeah, that's.
Well, that's awful kind of you to say. Seems like you got an awful lot of common sense. Of course, seems to me common sense was so common, more folk would have it. Now, you talk about horse sense, good old common horse sense. Well, I guess my horse got a little more sense than the man up there in Washington in that White House or up on Capitol Hill. Well,
Okay,
but that
now
ain't
you
none
can't
of...
come on here and say that. That draws out. That's a controversial point to make on our show here.
Well, I never meant to offend nobody, and I'm just calling it like I see it. But I'm much
Oh,
obliged
boy.
to y'all gentlemen, and I'll say goodbye to you. I tip my hat, and I'm gone out of here. Click,
Now
clock.
put an egg in your shoe and beat it, pal.
Well, that's Meadowlark, and he's a good man.
Yeah, good. Head's full of rocks, but yeah, good
It
guy.
taught me everything I needed to know.
All right, next question. We got close-up Mitch. Can we ever truly be happy? That's grim, man. That's grim. The answer's no. That's. You came here with a deep question. You're gonna get a grim answer, pal. The
Can
answer's
you-
No.
You can only be happy if you accept the fact that you can never be happy.
It's a paradox right there.
Yeah, a pair of twins.
Paradox. Oh, they're twins. Well, that's
Yeah,
Now
that's what
you
I'm
know what? I
talking-
take it back. You could, if you get a pair of twins, you can be very happy.
Yeah, I'll tell you, I'd love 2 twin St. Pauli girls and 2 twin girly Pauls.
I can't wait to just clear the air with the Doughboys and start talking twins and beers with them. I bet they might surprise us.
I bet those guys ain't so bad once you get to know them. I bet there are a couple guys that know how to be, change a tire and say hello to a lady.
So next question we got from Bird here. What has been the worst situation either of you have been majorly horned up at? That's a good question. Have you ever been in a situation where you're very horny and you cannot do anything about it?
Yeah, I was in a coma for several years. And while my body was completely immobile, my mind remained incredibly horny.
That's terrible.
Yeah, I actually went into the coma because I was so very horny at the time.
Oh.
And it was a horniness induced coma, which the doctor said they'd never seen before or since. And I'm lucky enough that it happened to me, and I do consider that a great honor. And I was very horny the entire time, and I couldn't do anything about it. And when I woke up, finally out of the coma, I couldn't do anything about it still because my muscles had atrophied to so tiny that I couldn't even jerk off.
I got a real situation for you, just as real as your situation.
Yeah, that was real.
Yeah, mine is just as real as yours. So
What the hell?
I was going into work Tuesday, and man, I was just not feeling well. It's not so much that I was sick, but I really just didn't want to be there. And the teacher who was pregnant came back to do the last week of classes, so I got pretty much taken off.
So you had to be around a pregnant lady.
No. Essentially, yeah. Well, she's no longer pregnant. She has a kid.
Oh, my condolences.
She just wanted to come in the last week of school to fuck me over, but not really. So anyways, I go there and they want me to fucking sub, and I'm
Pregnant
there.
ladies are never nice.
No, but regardless, I come there to school. I arrive at 8:30, and I did not want to be there, and I'm pretending a little bit to be sick. I'm exaggerating my symptoms, and I'm telling this, you know what? I'm telling my boss, like, I don't feel good. And she's like, go home. And I'm like almost talking myself out of it. And I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to go home at 8:30 here and forget it. So I'm driving, and then I start to get a little horny. And I'm like, oh no, I'm horny. And it's 8 in the morning. Now, we have some titty bars in Miami, and
Oh, my goodness.
I considered going to one at 8:30 in the morning. But then I thought it'd have to be, there's no way it would be good. There was no way it would be good, So I went to the malls.
You don't think they have their best gals working at 8 in the morning?
I mean, I don't know. 11's supposed to be 24 hours that the basketball players go.
Yeah, well, I mean...
Who's there at that hour?
Shift workers! Cops.
Cops catching me. Imagine getting busted on a fucking prostitution bust for being horny at 8:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
When I could have been at work.
I bet
that would have been the saddest fucking thing.
I bet a judge would let you go. They'd say, like, Mr. Lombardo, you are obviously a very, very horny man. And honestly, we pity you. You may go.
Sir, who goes to a I was driving and I was like, I'm horny. I want to go to a booty bar. It's like, but none are open. And then I'm rationalizing the 2 that are open, and I'm thinking, wait a second. No way this is good. There's no way this is good. And I talked myself out of it. So, Bert, that's your answer right there.
I hope you're happy, pal.
I feel like I was very vulnerable right now. So
no, I really appreciate it. I hope you're happy to Bert.
Yeah, thanks for bringing that up, man. I don't think we can get to the rest of these questions.
There's so many, and we're almost
There's so
there.
many.
But let's see. Do you see any that immediately stand out to you?
Let's see. How much? Let's see. Were any asked today?
One was asked today from Alaskan Tush, who seems to really like us for some reason.
Good man.
Good man, friend of the show. He says, out of the Doughboys and Pillow Talk, accumulatively speaking, who has the biggest total podcast package?
So, and then the week before, he asked who has the smallest hog in the NBA. Who do you think has the smallest dick in the NBA?
Is Adam Morrison still playing?
No, Adam Morrison was forced into the showers by his own team.
Okay, then I am going to say, who is the flat earther guy on the Celtics?
Kyrie Irving.
Yep.
Yeah. I'm going to say Jonas Jerebko.
Oh, I see why.
Because I'm racist.
Yeah.
The strangest thing is. Yeah, but no. So, this guy's asking, out of the Doughboys and Pill Talk, accumulative speak. Oh, so combined. He's talking about our hogs combined.
Yeah, like tag teams.
So,
a
damn, that's
combined
good.
weight of.
Damn,
It's hard to say because.
So 4 plus 4 is 8.
Yeah,
And the Doughboys, I mean, I don't think they got much.
I honestly would be very surprised.
We both have 4 inches. That's damn near.
So you and I together have 8.
That's right.
I would say Mitch has 0, and Nick Weiger also has 0.
Yeah.
So for a combined 0.
Yeah. Not good. Not good.
Can you say losers?
Oh, we got him good today.
Yeah, you go to bed, Doughboys.
Go to bed, Doughboys. That's
your
it
babies,
for you
your little babies.
I hope you don't listen to a minute of this.
Oh, and listen, if they do, whatever.
Yeah,
you
fuck
guys,
'em.
it's hey.
No, I mean,
wait, no. No,
we
like
need Ryback, dude.
We
need
man.
Ryback fucking Bucktown.
The big
That'd be
guy.
so cool. The big guy comes in. Hey, who are these 2 goofballs? Huh? Looking like a couple of goofballs.
He would stomp around and then do the shell shock.
He would shove those 2 into a locker.
Yeah, he's a good man.
I love Ryback. That guy is cool.
He's big, and he loves to be fed.
Yeah. Howard, where can they find us?
Oh, man. All right, listen up, everybody. Let's get serious. You can find me on Twitter at Miata Guy 4, that's the number. You, that's the letter. It's Miata Guy for you. You can send me a DM or just message me or whatever. We have stickers. We're going to give them to you for free. That's right. You just tell me your address and I'll give them to you. We don't got no mailing list to send them to. You ain't going to get no spam letters from the ACLU like you do if you donate money to the ACLU exactly once in your life. Trust me, that happens. You will never stop getting letters from them. Let's see. We're on iTunes. We are on Stitcher. We are not, I don't know. Are we on iTunes? Yeah, sure. We're on all those things.
iTunes, dude. Yeah.
We're on iTunes. We're on Stitcher. We're on not Spotify. We're on SoundCloud.
No.
There's so many things that we're on that you can review us on, and you should review us on and give us a little thumbs up. 5-star, right words, all that good stuff. Tell people about it. We're going to be at Bug Convention. That's on June something and something. If you're not already going, you're not going to be going. So
yeah,
we'll spare you the details.
I'm at Bug TV Franklin. That's my only Twitter handle because the other one isn't canon anymore. That one's at like 96,000, man. How cool is that?
Canonically, you're still a piece of shit. So.
Fuck you. Fuck you. I'm still a star. God damn it. I'm still
you
a star.
are. You are half of Pillow Talk with Franklin and Uncle Howard.
Yeah. Yeah.
What an honor.
Yeah, it's a big honor. It's a big honor. And if you don't feel that's a big honor, people, well, you can just
go fuck yourselves.